All right, so I've been studying and reading a lot of finance books. And today I'm going to talk about how your life, the similarities of your life compared to the stock market and a publicly traded company. So we'll start here. So we'll have a y-axis, we'll have our x-axis. This is going to be your years, you have you go through your life. This is the years in your life, and it goes all the way, and it continues on. So this is going to be the value in which you feel your life is worth. So we have all these areas here in which you believe your life is valued at. So with a stock, you would have your initial public offering. That would be your IPO, initial public offering onto the stock market. And that's what you believe you can kind of get away with valuing your company at. And there's various ways they would decide what the value of your company is. It's upside growth potential, different people that company maybe is connected to. And so they decide, maybe you're born into a pretty wealthy family, so you have a pretty good chance of success. So they're going to say that person's initial public offering is going to be up here. Well, but the other person, maybe they kind of were born into poverty, so they're going to start a little bit lower down here. So life goes on, right? You go through high school. This person goes to an okay high school. It's really hard. It's kind of distracting to go through some of these classes because a lot of the kids just want to mess around. But regardless, this person stays kind of focused, sticks to it, kind of goes up a little bit. This person has a great education. They have a nanny or a maid that helps them with their homework. Everything is looking pretty good. So they go up pretty significantly and they're having a wonderful life. Now maybe a recession hits. So like in a company, maybe they change CEOs, there's some bad news that hits the market, and that causes volatility on that stock or on the value of that company. So it crashes a little bit. So with this family, a recession hits them pretty hard. Now this one can barely afford anything. They just graduated high school. They have to find a job, and it's really hard to find a job. They couldn't afford college, so they're not going to college because the recession hit them pretty hard. So now they're in their 20s and things are not looking great, but they're going to try and find a job at McDonald's or something and get by, So this person, well, their family had a bunch of money saved up. They've made really good investments. So now they're going to go to a great college, and life continues to be great for this person. So the value of their stock continues to go up. They're partying in high school, in college, everything's great. It's fantastic. Life is good. Now this person grinds. They go to this McDonald's or whatever, and they start building work experience. It is tough. It is hard, but eventually they finally break through and they get like a decent promotion or something. They just became a manager. And now they're working, they're striving pretty hard. So things are looking up for this person. So they have been promoted, they're doing well, they've been in the workforce for the last 10 years. This person, however, just got out of college. They partied, they had the greatest time of their life, but now they're getting a job at McDonald's because there's not a lot of jobs hiring college students. So their value starts declining a little bit. And this one continues to work. They're a manager, but they're pretty stressed out because management is not an easy task. It's not an easy job. They're realizing, like, what's the point of life? Like, am I just going to work this whole time and just like grind through my life forever? And so this person, remembering back to the poor living days as they were growing up and they go through a recession, they realize that money doesn't really matter that much. Who cares? I just want to live my life. So they're gonna quit their job, but they've saved up a decent amount, so they're just going to kind of stay flatline. They're going to stay a little bit steady. This person, however, is figuring, what was the point of all this as well? They're trying to rise up. They're trying everything they can to rise up. They are unable to deal with a lot of the difficult things in life without their family and their parents. They're constantly having to ask them for help, and they feel like they are just worthless. So they kind of dive into a little bit of a depression here, and they come down and they value their life a lot lower now. So this can happen to companies as well. So that the volatility in the stock market is similar to companies, and maybe this company is doing really, really well. More recently, maybe this company is going super high, and then they start talking about their politics online, and that makes their stock kind of crash, so that they don't do very well. Again, there could be a million, unlimited amounts of different things that could be going on this chart. This is just like two small examples. I mean, we could make a million different types of situations on this chart. I mean, this decline could have been maybe that they went through they got bullied in college, maybe they got robbed, or they went through some traumatic experience, a car accident, something terrible happened to them, their parents both died at the same time. Who knows? Anything could have happened that causes their value of life to decline in their eyes. Now, but this person's steadily increasing. So this person has figured it out. They don't care about money. They're living frugally, but they're living well. So they continue to go up. They have plenty of money because they've been grinding as a manager and getting all that money over time. So now this person goes up. And this is a situation that could happen. I mean, you could have somebody that comes from a poor background and doesn't have much, but they work super hard. They build all these life skills when they're younger because they have to. It could also happen that these poor background people, I mean, they get involved in gangs or drugs, or like a lot of terrible things can happen in this section too. But if they're lucky, maybe the only thing they have to overcome is poverty. And if they do, they are likely to do better than a wealthy kid that has come from a lot of privilege, just because they have built the psychological fortitude they need to power through the difficulty in life. Well, if you like that video, subscribe and hit that bell for more videos. I'll continue to release more videos like this with all my thoughts. I am not providing any advice as a disclaimer. This is just my thoughts and opinions on certain topics throughout life. Life could be easier, and have a great day.